All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this match. As part of the Super Metroid Multiworld Tournament, we've got Sarah and the Blowfish, represented by Woody and Sarah Herman, versus BayfieldHay, represented by Obscure Lifeform and Nobly. I'm Glove, and I'm joined today on commentary by Derp. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think this is going to be a pretty exciting race. I believe both of these teams played very close week one matches against two of the better teams we have in the tournament.
Yeah.
We'll Cut Grass for Rupees and whatever Ashter and Rip Bunny's team name is.
Bear Pair.
Bear Pair, that's right.
Yeah, and honestly, like, you could honestly see a finals. That's those two teams.
Not wrong. They are two very good teams. But that's not about them. This isn't about them today. We got the, I guess, I don't know what you want to call this, the bottom matchup of this bracket. The loser will be seated directly into the lower bracket, I believe, and the winner will have another chance to make it into the winner's bracket. So that's exciting. I hope I have the tournament format right. I am only vaguely aware of how it works, to be honest.
Well, regardless of that, we are off, and as I understand it, is major minor, which tends to produce more consistent seeds as far as time goes.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot the game can do to troll you in major minor. There's a lot less, of the funny locations where things could just take forever to get. There is a lot of stuff that can happen. If you remember the tournament seeding race, there was a very difficult to get various suit for one of the players. So it's definitely not immune to having some funny business in the seeds, but it's a lot less likely.
Yeah, and it generally means we're going to see a lower item completion rate, and possibly even it's going to be like a little bit more likely that our players are trying to find charge instead of reaching sort of that critical mass of ammo.
Yeah, and full rando where there's no fanfare, you can just pick up any item. So you'll see, even in seeds where you find charge beam, you'll end up just having tons of ammo. Where in major minor, you do have to make the conscious decision to pick up some of these minor items. So it's a lot less of a guaranteed choice. It looks like Nobly's actually checking Billy Mays. There was a bit of confusion as to whether the seed was major minor or full, so it might be just to be safe if we're wrong about which type of seed this is. Because otherwise I don't really like this check, and as you can see, everyone else is just skipping it. Could also just be trying to find some early supers. There they are.
Yeah. Now, whether those supers will actually matter remains to be seen. I wonder... Yeah, there's okay, so there's player 1 supers behind Morph. I'm assuming...
Not found yet. Sorry, I cut you off there. What were you saying?
Yeah. So, BayfieldHay, both players are going to have supers, just because I assume if you check Billy Mays... Or, I'm wrong. Okay. Generally, if you check Billy Mays, I would expect that you would be checking behind Morph as well.
The problem with the Billy Mays check is it actually takes 3 power bombs, so you do have to skip out on one of the last minor checks from Old Mother Brain behind Morph and 230. And generally, the traditional skip is 230, but Nobly opting to skip the behind Morph.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster than the other two, I would say. It does get some more power bombs anyways, which is a little bit unlucky, but that's no super missiles for player 1 of BayfieldHay just yet. We've got a bit of a funny situation where one player has super missiles on each team, and it's the opposite player for both teams. But this is based on totals randomizer logic, so there isn't like a planned first super pack, so unlikely that both teams will just not find super missiles.
Yeah. Nice parlor there from Woody. Woody is coming into this with I think, by a pretty significant margin, the most vanilla experience. So that is going to come into play with his movement.
Yeah, Woody, very talented runner. I believe he has either a 46 or a 47 any percent. Either way,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a
impressive
46.
Yeah, definitely not an easy time to achieve. Woody looking like he's going to go for this early gauntlet play. He doesn't have any extra E-tanks, just that reserve at Morph that he was actually forced to pick up. Fun fact, because the planet doesn't awaken if you don't pick up that item. So, not the most comfortable gauntlet, but he can go all the way through with 10 power bombs. And
Yeah.
he probably will, since Sarah still doesn't have any of those super missiles yet.
Yeah, personally, I'm a fan of the gauntlet play whenever you can do it, as long as you're confident that you can do it. I know some people don't like it, they say it's slow, but I really like it, especially Major Minor.
Where did Obscure get an energy tank that Woody didn't? Oh, okay. It just took a while to show up, I guess. He's got it now, though.
Yeah.
Got lost in transit for a while there, but we made it.
Yeah, you can see that happen sometimes. I think in the match with Team Zevdi yesterday, there was one point where Nevdi just had 30 straight seconds of item fanfare.
Yeah, of course, Zeb and Nevdi on literally opposite sides of the planet, I believe.
Yeah.
Nevdi.
Oh, this is bad
Australian.
for Okay.
Looks like Woody's gonna make his way through his gauntlet.
Yeah.
Being careful not to miss either of these minor items, since either of them can be super missiles for Sarah. Fortunately, they're actually just both missiles, and he's going to skip out on both of them. It's a little surprising, but
yeah.
Now super hunt continues.
The Morph Ball bombs from Gauntlet obviously won't be an advantage for either team since both player ones went to Gauntlet. It's nice to have, and it can be logical progression. It's pretty hard for it to be logical progression in Major Minor. I think, that pretty much only opens up Ritchie for you in terms of major items you can find.
I didn't quite hear what you said.
I was just saying, Morph Ball bombs, like, having Ken fly doesn't really matter that much in Major Minor.
Oh yeah, not particularly. And Sarah does find her super missiles behind the Brimstar Reserve, so we won't have to worry about that. So the question is just player one, Obscure, still not having those super missiles that were behind player two's Morph. See if they can find any.
Yeah, that space jump for player two is really nice.
Yeah, space jump opens up the X-ray check, most notably, as well as giving an easier time to cross the moat if they so desire. We got the
the classic. Yeah, space jump also just opens up a lot of easier and faster room strategies, going through a lot of the Norfair rooms and whatnot.
Yeah, having space jump in a lot of areas, actually. I would say Meridia is another very helpful place to have space jump, because there's so many big open rooms. Space jump does a lot in. So definitely a nice item to have, even if it's not technically required for most checks in the game.
Yeah, so it's about to get a little... Okay, or no, that's player two. Yeah, it's about to get really awkward for Obscure.
Yeah, we'll probably check the Edikun power bombs, since he doesn't have any super missiles left. So a little bit of an awkward check to do, but just how the seed plays out sometimes. There's haven't been a lot of early super missiles in general. A lot of seeds you'll have 20 or 30 by the time you're exiting Big Pink. Here we haven't really seen all that much for any player.
Yeah, and you generally don't see, like, the total rando doesn't really care about having your first super placement be significant in any way. So you generally don't see these situations in totals rando.
And just to remind everyone, or if you missed it, player 1's first supers, and I think currently only supers. I'm not sure where Rudy got his second pack, but I think it was behind the... I think it was at the Edikun supers. So player 1's first supers that we know of is behind player 2's Morph Ball. And Nobly went to do an early Billy Mays check, so didn't have the power bombs to check all of the early bomb locations and skipped the behind morph checks. So player 1 Obscure is still looking for those super missiles. I'm surprised Obscure is actually not going to Edikun power bombs. Just hoping that super missiles will be in a more accessible location. There aren't a whole lot more locations to check, and I thought Obscure might be thinking of going back down there for a second.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate when one small decision at the beginning of the seed creates such a gap already. Like,
yeah, definitely
if Obscure finds them, like, right now, it won't be that big a deal, but anything more than here, yeah. Like, if they're... And I don't think there were any in Big Pink.
Yeah, the issue is actually Nobly has to do some of these minor checks for Obscure, because Mission Impossible and Spore Spawn are both super locked. Oh, well, you could do Vanilla Spore Spawn, but it's not a guarantee that you can make it out. And, I think... Are we... not doing that yet? Do you see... player 1 got Grapple Beam, so... You see Woody checking X-Ray. I believe we saw Sarah doing the same. I didn't see what they got, though. Been mainly focused on the super hunt for Obscure. I won't lie. But both player 1s have also found themselves with a screw attack, so that's another nice item to have in lower Norfair specifically, but not necessarily one that's required for anything.
Yeah, it makes it so cozy, though.
It does make a very significant difference. But with no suits yet, I'm kind of surprised both Woody and Sarah are going down with no suits and a way to cross the moat easily. But that is the play they've decided to make, going from X-Ray to bottom of Red Tower.
Oh, Charge Beam.
Player 1's charge. And Obscure actually going back up. Still has not checked the Edikun power bombs, I believe. Unless I missed it. So... Wonder where Obscure is going. Might be going all the way to Criteria power bombs. That would be interesting.
I think Obscure needs to refresh, because he should have that screw attack, right?
Should. I didn't see when or where it was, but I assume if it's marked off, then that he got it. That might be what he's doing? No, there's plenty of saves he could take. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sarah Herman, just a little bit late on that crate quick kill.
Yeah, it does seem like the two are disconnected since Obscure just picked up a missile for Nobly and that hasn't gone through as well. So hopefully that isn't an issue and that gets fixed soon. They reconnect and get all their items. Woody. He was missing the quick kill before that item messed him up.
Yeah.
Regardless, does result in a Kraid stand up.
Yeah, he does now have the best beam combo in the game, though.
True. Using that charge shot with the wave beam does enough damage to only require 3 super missiles. So, doesn't need to do an extra charge shot, which you would need to do without wave beam. Little thing there that saves a bit of time, and yeah, Obscure going up to the Criteria Powerbomb.
This is interesting. I mean, one possible thing OLF could be thinking here is like, I have to hope that this is the first logical supers, because this is something that nobody else would have checked anyway.
Yeah, that's about the decision that Obscure is making. The issue is because the two are disconnected, even if Nobly finds a super, Obscure can't get it yet. Although, I think if Nobly does find a super pack, as Obscure, do you just like go to the super door in Big Pink and wait for it to open? Or rather, wait for the items to send so that you can open it?
Yeah, I guess so.
There isn't really another great play, and if the items aren't sending at all, then you've got bigger problems, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hopeful it's just something they're not thinking about right now because of they're just like, oh, like keyed in on gotta find these supers, so they're not thinking, hey, I haven't gotten an item in a while.
I imagine they're talking about it, but there's nothing they can really do right now in the middle of the race. So they're just kind of focusing on execution and hoping the server, or hoping the connection fixes itself.
Yeah, usually just like a refresh or something is fine. But oh, Nobly, be careful. Oh,
6 health in the reserves. Can't take any more spike hits. Just has to be careful. These fleas actually don't drop health because she didn't drop below. He didn't drop below 30.
Yeah.
Player 1 got a Varia suit, by the way, for Woody.
Yeah,
not sure where that was.
Nice.
I think it was at
high
ice.
jump.
It was either at ice or at high jump. I don't think he had it coming out of Kraid Slayer.
But if it were at ice, he wouldn't have basically full health here. And
Sure.
high jump boost for player 1 as well.
Well, that's pretty good for Woody. You can technically just do lower Norfair with this, although his ammo situation is a little rough.
Ooh, and OLF here, I think these are player 2 supers actually, yeah.
Oh, that's rough. That was a smart play from Obscure going over here. Unfortunately, he's not gonna find anything going to the right since there is just another super door.
Yeah, and it looks like Sarah Herman doesn't want to mess around with hell runs, so she's just going presumably direct ship now.
Yeah, this is a play I kind of expected her to make coming out of Red Tower. Maybe doing X-ray check first, but just going up with space jump, it's pretty easy. Even gets that grapple beam now.
Yeah.
Woody is also kind of low on supers, as I kind of touched on. He only has 15 now, looks like, with that pack he found at the Norfair Reserve.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he could kill Ridley, but it would be a pretty long and rough fight.
You just do 20 X factors, no big deal.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if there's anyone who's ever done more than 5, by the way.
I think you can, like, quote unquote reliably get like 6. But you have to be willing to take hits on all of them. Which, especially if you have Varia suit, is...
Maybe not what you want to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And poor Obscure. I mean, this is just supremely unlikely. Oh my goodness.
Every super is found. There's one, finally.
There we go. That's ridiculous. The fact that Nobly still has not come across... Oh. Yeah.
I assume Nobly saved before doing this.
Yeah, I think he was literally just checking that minor for Obscure.
Yeah, unfortunately, still no items have been sent across in a while, so... Not really sure what to make of that. At some point, I assume they just have to figure that out. Which might be what Nobly is doing now. Trying to reconnect.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what Woody wants to do here. Is he going to Croc or Lower Norfair? Croc, okay.
Well, he could go Lower Norfair from this way if he wants to go across the lava pit.
Yeah.
I assume this is a play into Croc, though.
Yeah.
Looks like he's headed that way. Still have a lot of items to find for both players, really. Woody still needs, ideally, gravity suits and a way to get past Botwoon. Could also make do with technically just Ice Beam would be enough to make it through Meridia if he's able to do the X-ray climb on a Dragon.
Or just CF.
Also true. But in that case, he would need Spring Ball, anyways, to get up the first room in Meridia.
I was saying CF instead of X-ray climb to get out of Dragon.
True.
Like the standard RBO route. And Sarah Herman gets her high jump boots. I mean, it's the movement item you kind of want to find the most. There we go.
We've got items being sent. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So you're making, I would say, the smart play, since he was already there, going over to the ship immediately, not worrying about the rest of Red Tower. So we'll get to see player 1's wrecked ship. There's a super pack immediately behind that super door.
The hits don't stop coming. Yeah, and I mean, if the progression for player 1 is here in wrecked ship, that could be pretty significant for BayfieldHay. Like, they have a chance to accomplish something that SarahandtheBlowfish have not yet.
Will definitely be interesting to see what's up in this wrecked ship. It's notably also going to Kraid. It actually seems like nobly, I didn't notice it at the time, actually seemed to skip Kraid and It's going back, or maybe there was a reset or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Yeah, that is strange. Maybe, or maybe he wanted the higher minor item density in Norfair first.
That isn't unreasonable.
Yeah.
I believe he checked high jump and ice, as well as the cathedral missile.
Mm-hmm.
Then just after spending some time fixing the connection, just went straight back up to Kraid. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes all the way up to ship after this. Just doesn't go back to Norfair for a while.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Kraid's been having a pretty good day.
Is that 3 stand-ups so far?
Yeah, 3 of 3. It is harder in Multiworld, just because you can get sent items.
So Woody actually not feeling confident in the low Norfair play. Just gonna be bailing, going back up to the ship, most likely. I'm kind of surprised there. I think with this much energy, like even if it's not the most comfortable Ridley fight, it's still very doable. I'm kind of surprised that Woody's not pulling the trigger on that.
That should be enough power bombs to supplement, right?
Yeah, it's got charge beams, so it's not really a problem of ammo. Like just opening up with a couple X factors, using the supers you have, and then finishing off with missiles and charge shots should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 8 E-tanks in Varia, so it's not like it's a super dangerous fight. Just gonna make the play to leave anyways. That block being a bomb block is so troll. It's like never comes up in vanilla, and then in that one situation where you have screw attack and rando, you just break the block and you have to spend an hour getting out of the water.
And Woody shows himself as a vanilla player there. Going right side red tower.
I still do it all the time, I won't lie. It's especially bad when you can't actually get up if you don't have high jump. And it's like, well, I have to go all the way back down.
Yeah, I remember I took like 3 months off of doing any randos at all, and I was playing one and I was like, wait, how am I going to get back up red tower? I don't have any items. Vanilla rots the brain.
Vanilla rots the brain. Good news is Obscura and Nobly seem to have fixed their connection issues since that E-tank sent pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that won't come back this race. Unfortunately, it didn't really change the outcome since Obscura never actually got sent a super missile. So he would still be falling behind, just looking for that super pack.
Yeah, chat does make a good point though. Woody could just be thinking about item density, finding more major items potentially for Sarah Herman up here in wrecked ship, thinking if it's distinctly possible that he's going to be the first place finisher as well, being a bit slower to front load more items might be a good play.
It makes sense. I don't think Sarah's super comfortable with Hell Run, so she's kind of missing all of the items in Bubble Mountain that you'd see more experienced rando players do in this situation, so it makes sense that Woody is going for item density here.
Oh, well, that is nice. Yeah. Honestly, I personally don't even mind the play of going down Red Tower and doing Kraid, a high jump and ice, and then going back up. I think that is oftentimes fine. Even if you are comfortable with the hell runs, they take a lot of time.
So I don't think she will do it, but I think in this situation, I would actually like to see Sarah just full bail on ship, just go down. Like, you're missing the wreck ship reserve tank check anyways without speed booster.
Yeah.
So the other two checks are very slow, and you only get one each out of them. So I almost like the going straight down here. But that's definitely a more experienced play, and makes sense that Sarah wants to be more thorough. They are also favored in general in seeding, so playing more thorough makes sense in that situation, anyways. Just a play I would have liked to see.
Yeah. Thankfully, Sarah can be pretty risky here in Spiky Room of Death. Varia in this rando gives you twice the amount of protection it normally would.
Against spikes, yeah. So you don't have to worry too much. Also has crystal flash ammo if it comes to it. And we're running with a wave beam. Looks like she is going to keep it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's not that much difference between resetting and just running back out. Wave beam's really nice to have.
It is a nice item. Unfortunately, no charge for either player too. Just Woody having that charge beam right now. I think it was in Craigslayer, maybe? No, it was that Spacer, that's right. I remember now.
And Sarah Herman is doing what you said, though. So I really like this.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like skipping the top of Wreck Ship, at least, since you only get one check out of it. Sarah could theoretically take this loadout to lower Norfair. It's, no screw attack makes it a little bit less comfortable than Woody's, but does have space jump to make up for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably advise players against going with this loadout to LN unless they are pretty experienced with vanilla.
I would tend to agree with that. She does have all of the upper Norfair checks anyways, so it's not like this is going to be her loadout to lower Norfair guaranteed. But yeah, just I mean, if upper Norfair is a bust, this isn't the worst lower Norfair.
Yeah, and I definitely would say do Croc before LN here. That's probably generally going to be true anyway, just because, again, front-loading item checks is often more valuable than saving time.
I don't disagree. Definitely depends on how comfortable you are in general. So if you're planning on picking up the items anyways, might as well pick them up early. Where did Obscure get the speed booster?
Gravity.
Oh, it's actually speed at gravity. That's funny.
Yeah. And Ice Beam at reserve, so...
Well, good news is Woody's going to be picking up both of those, most likely.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nice pair of items to find.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what Nobly finds if he does continue through the top of ship.
Woody's seeing that Ice Beam. He'll be happy when he finds out he can pick it up.
Yeah. I believe there was one race earlier where progression, like maybe a suit or something, was wrecked ship reserve, and then Gravity had speed, and I think it was maybe MM2 bailed on it.
Oh yeah. Don't think I watched that, but that does not surprise me as something the Seed does. The Seed would do. So we'll see if Nobly decides to check the top of Rick's ship. It could be another speed at the top of ship. Be funny if it happens to both players. But hopefully for Sarah's sake it doesn't. That'd be a shame to just miss out on a big item like that. Not sure what Sarah was using that power bump for.
Maybe to try and clear out the waivers.
Yeah, something like that. That one should do it.
Yeah. Sarah Herman does have quite a few supers to use for LN, so at least the Ridley fight should be just about as easy as it can be, aside from having like gravity or screw.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fairly comfortable Ridley, but like I said, we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves since there's still a lot of items to check in Upper Norfair. Looks like Obscura is going back for the waterway check. Makes sense. I assume Obscura's checked all the major items here in Big Pink besides waterway. This could be interesting. Let's see what this is though.
I mean, this makes a lot more...
Sorry.
It makes a lot more sense because he doesn't know where gravity is yet. So he doesn't know how far he's really going to be able to go in Norfair on 4 tanks.
True. If this is a suit, Hootie might not have gotten that. Fortunately for Sarah and the Blowfish, it's just an E-tank. And for the other player. A double whammy. And Nobly gonna do another save. I assume this means they're going up to the top of Rick's ship, though. I'm not really sure what the save is for.
Yeah, I don't know, because even if you were just gonna peek the one item and do bowling, it's faster to just keep going.
Unless you're planning on, like, peeking the item and then bailing, but that doesn't really make sense either.
Yeah, because you're already above ocean, so you can just bomb out the blocks in the floor.
Not sure.
Oh.
Could also just return to it if it's something interesting.
Yeah.
Like if you get speed booster at a later time, just reload the save, go back. It's an interesting minor check. So I'm not gonna peek it. Just gonna go for the bowling cutscene.
He does have space jump, so it's not too difficult to peek it from below.
Definitely agree with that.
And Obscure remembering he never opened that door.
Yep, didn't have a super last time. Hasn't opened this door either, actually. This door coming up.
Yeah, actually, the fact that he had to come back here for Wavegate as well makes this Bryn play a lot better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he couldn't do Wavegate without a super. He didn't have wave yet. Huh. Didn't really think about that. Moody is going for the LN play now. Not too surprising there.
Yeah, this is about as comfy cozy as it gets.
Ooh, look at this. For Nobly, getting that screw attack. That is gravity. So that's something Sarah will likely never be getting. Unless there's something really good. Basically has to be a gravity suit at Wreckship Reserve. Which is possible.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of items that can be, actually. Most of the smaller items have been picked up. Just a new tank, though.
Okay. I think Screw Attack is probably either, depending on how you're looking at it, the worst good item you could miss out on, or the best bad item. Wait, no.
I mean, it's like missing out on like high jump, right? It's very rarely going to be like required. Maybe high jump is a little bit more required depending on how comfortable you are in some of the strats in lower Norfair. But you lose a lot of time just not having high jump and having to worry about like your jump height, or not having Screw Attack and having to worry about a lot of the more dangerous areas of the game. So even though it's not required, skipping it will have a significant impact on your time in the run, I would say.
Yeah, it's probably more comparable to like missing out on ice in a situation where you have speed anyway.
That's a pretty good comparison. There's not really an exact one-to-one here, I don't think. Maybe somebody who plays more Link to the Past than I do come up with a comparison there. Although that's a lot harder since so many more items in Link to the Past are required.
It's like missing out on, I don't know, Tempered Sword.
I think that's a pretty good comparison, actually. I'd say as if I've played Link to the Past Rando, which I have not. I just watch it a lot.
I've played SNZ3, that's about it. Yeah, maybe.
Well, regardless, not going to be an item. Screw Attack, not Gold Sword. Not going to be an item that Sarah is going to get. What are you finding in that Plasma Beam? So that's full beam combo plus X-ray, so you'll be able to finish off those Meridia bosses in record time.
Yeah, and if the Meridia fight, or if the Ridley fight weren't already trivialized for Woody, this really does it.
Still no gravity shoots anywhere.
Yeah.
Looks like Croc was a bust for Sarah. I think I saw her fighting Croc. Right?
Yeah.
And whatever was there, wasn't a suit. That's for sure. So still no gravity suits.
And Woody skipped GT.
No, I think Woody safe scummed it. We saw him. No, we saw him go there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, he totally did.
Yeah, I think that was also just an E-tank.
Got Spazer. Okay. No, he didn't safe scum it. He kept that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay, that's a little unfortunate that they got Spazer and then immediately got Plasma. But has the knowledge out of the way. Sarah took her a couple tries on the lava dive, but is going to get it.
Definitely a sigh of relief anytime you make it past that.
What worries me for Sarah is that Batu E-tank and all the other early Meridia checks are in logic, and I don't think Sarah's very comfortable with suitless Meridia. So that could be, if that's where player 2's gravity is, at player 2's Meridia, that could be a problem for Sarah and the Blowfish.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Nobly feels about suitless.
The early Meridia checks aren't super annoying, but if you aren't comfortable with them, they can lose you a lot of time.
Yeah, and it's something you just have to know how to do it. Like, you can't really improvise it.
Yeah, it's like the early Upper Norfair elevator to Bubble Mountain Hell Run. You just kind of have to be able to do it to be good at rendo, even if you're not super comfortable with it. Didn't see what Woody got it.
Pretty sure it's just an E-tank.
Yeah, I think it was just another E-tank for him. That's 12 for Woody. It's looking pretty healthy, but maybe not the person on the team you want to have a few extra E-tanks, since Woody is the one with significantly more any percent experience. I think he's done a decent amount of low ice as well. So Woody definitely more comfortable with lower energy than his teammate, who is not the beneficiary of all these E-tanks.
Yeah, I mean, the general rule of thumb in Multiworld is if you have a player who is comfortable playing with fewer items, they will get everything.
Yeah, we did see that recently. I believe it was Stashio and MGA. Stashio was running a bunch of low ice and then got all the movement items. And MGA's been running GT Classic and didn't get any of them.
Rip.
So Woody has checked all of his lower Norfair, and we'll see if he decides to go to Waterway before Meridia, but after that, he's got nothing left outside of his Meridia.
Yeah, Sarah's health is a bit scary here.
Yeah, I assume she has Crystal Flash ammo. Doesn't have that... Does have... Sorry, Player 2's the one with Space Jump. I was worried about nothing. Doesn't have Screw Attack, though. Just equally scary.
Definitely, yeah, I would definitely check Fireflies first here, especially even if you weren't worried about finding a potential E-tank, just to see if you can maybe find Woody's gravity suit here.
Yeah, or your own gravity suit, really. Well, found Woody's Space Jump. That's
not for nothing.
Lets him do this room faster. That single chamber escape.
Probably one of the few times you would rather just have an E-tank, though.
I don't disagree.
It's like,
I think Waterway was an E-tank for Sarah, like Woody's Waterway. So that's non-trivial, or could be, if that's where he decides to go. Sarah gonna take the save. No surprise. Or rather, I don't blame her there with her health situation. Also gonna need to do a bit of farming. Only 10 super missiles right now. Gonna need to fill those back up with no charge beam.
Yeah.
That's grapple for the nice pre-Ridley farm, though.
Yeah, that's a fun farm.
As we also have synergized Croc checks for Obscure and Nobly. I assume they're also going to both dip into Lower Norfair after this. Especially, I would imagine they feel like they're behind with the early game situation, with the disconnect and not being able to find player 1 supers. So I think you just have to play... I think you have to go Lower Norfair in that situation and just play shortest path. Like, even if you find Gravity in Meridia, then you have to go all the way back down to Lower Norfair and all the way up to finish the game, and I don't think that saves enough time.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now we're at a point where I don't feel comfortable saying either team has a solid lead until we know where that Gravity is. Because, I mean, if player 2's Gravity is player 2 Meridia, I'm not sure that Sarah Herman's super comfortable with that, and I'm not sure that Nobly is either.
Yeah, definitely a weird situation all around. Good news is, Sarah about to get this nice refill from Rudy. In just a minute. Doesn't really change much since she was farming anyways.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah. And I'm sure she's not complaining about one extra E-tank going into Ridley.
Also very true. Just farming up those super missiles. We'll see how much Sarah actually decides to farm. She does have 55 missiles and a good amount of power bombs as well. So in theory, she could go with just 30 supers and have a pretty lenient amount of ammo. But she might decide to farm more than that.
She's been pretty lucky on this farm so far. Each wave she's getting at least one drop almost all the time. These bugs can be pretty mean.
They absolutely can. Looks like she's just going to farm to full.
Mm-hmm.
And we are seeing Obscura and Nobly both head over to Lower Norfair. Both of them have a little bit better ammo situations. I believe that's 60 supers for Nobly.
Yeah. Wow. Nice, quick entrance there from Woody. And it's so scary doing suitless Meridia with that plasma beam.
You just can accidentally one-shot all your platforms.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, like that. It doesn't matter that much because he has Spring Ball anyway.
You're just gonna opt for the Spring Ball jump. It is a bit slower, but
yeah,
you know, takes a lot of the stress off, I guess. Don't have to worry about plasma beam screwing you over. This jump is a little tricky.
Yeah.
That's how I normally do it. Just crouch at the edge and jump forward.
You can also go to the corner and spin jump it, but I prefer the crouch jump.
There's a few different methods to doing it. Just exploiting the kind of finicky jump physics in the game.
Now, here's where it's a little bit interesting. In a normal situation, like if I'm doing a rando by myself, and I'm in a Suitless Meridia situation, I don't bother checking major items. I think it's generally faster to just go completely through. But if Woody here can find Sarah's gravity suit somewhere else and potentially keep her from having to do Suitless Meridia, that's probably worth the extra checks.
I don't mean to cut you off too much. Sarah's a little bit low on this Ridley fight, though.
Yeah. Oof. She does have that save.
Yeah, the other nice thing about the save is because she got the E-Tank from Woody after it, she'll actually get full health coming out of the save.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he was dead too.
Yeah.
Because that looked a lot like a death swoop.
Well, that's what the saves are for.
Yeah.
So she should get an E-Tank and get filled right back up. So that's nice, at least.
Alright, what do we have? Ooh, that
nice.
Ain't bad.
Oh,
if Woody can get it. Hopefully not die to the turtle.
We're not going to talk about that turtle interaction there. Just clipped through the turtle without taking damage, it looked like.
Yeah,
Normal behavior for the game, of course.
Love Mama Turtle. You know, sort of the number one rule of of Suitless Meridia categories is you never say, "Oh, I've never died to Mama Turtle before."
It's a rite of passage, right? Just
yeah,
like, it'll happen. And so yeah, Nobly actually passing Sarah now. See if his Ridley fight can go better. And with player 1, I would say comfortably ahead on... At least Woody comfortably ahead of Sarah. Skier maybe not as much.
Yeah.
Could make a difference. That Ridley death.
Yeah, I mean, it really all depends. I think if P2 Gravity is in P1's game, then Sarah and the Blowfish are still in a solid spot. If P2 Gravity is in P2's game, things look a bit different.
Yeah, I'm not sure how comfortable Obscure is with Suitless Meridia either.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I have a ton of knowledge on going into this is Woody, so I could say that he knows what he's doing, but
yeah,
I don't know as much about the other three. So if Woody is just the best at Suitless Meridia, that could make the difference.
Shout out to Snails.
Shout outs to Snails. Always our favorite enemies. This is not true. They are not my favorite enemy. Just to clarify, I don't like them.
The first time I ever tried to run 98% Suitless, I managed to do everything, got that stupid spring ball, kept everything, like kept the suit from Dragon, and then sparked right into a snail. Trying to get
that can happen. Woody has space jump. He can do this a little bit easier, and he doesn't need to do the wall jump that he's trying to do. That's speed for Sarah. Opens up her waterway, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Definitely hoping for a gravity or a plasma, but not something that you're going to be sad about picking up for sure. Unfortunately, I think he wants to turn off high jump, and that's what he's doing, yeah.
Yeah, this jump is annoying.
Now he doesn't have enough jump height to get out of the water.
Oh.
I mean, Woody's ahead. He can spend some time doing this.
Yeah.
So it feels bad, but he's not really losing time for his team here, since it's last player to finish. He needs to crouch out of the sand.
Or just go under the waterfall.
Yep, that works too.
Oh.
I didn't see what was behind player 2's Ridley. Once again, not a suit though. I think it was another E-tank actually.
Yeah.
For player 2. So that's going to be nice for Sarah, if that's the case.
It's got to be a little bit awkward to get speed in the middle of your Ridley fight.
Yeah, getting items in the middle of boss fights is so weird.
The scariest one is
my favorite is getting items like waiting for bowling or waiting for Kraid to rise. You don't have your hands on the controller.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait a minute. I need to do something so I can continue playing the game.
Yeah. Of course, when you get an item in Dragon's room, the whole screen goes black.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about Dragon's room that does that. Because I know there's a similar issue with the practice ROM, where like if you menu during that, some weird things happen.
And Ridley does go down for Sarah.
Yep. First try, of course.
Yeah, nicely done.
Oh, well, that's not an E-tank at all.
Yeah, that's kind of just spitting in your face. Obviously, like you said...
Sorry, what were you saying?
Like you said, it didn't lose Woody any time to take some more time to get that speed booster. But it would be a little bit funny if player 1's gravity was here at Botswoon. Just trivialize that check completely.
I think Sarah wants to farm a little bit for Crystal Flash ammo. Just farm some supers for her a little bit. Looks like she's gonna do that.
It would be better to farm in the previous room, but this is still fine.
Yeah, not the end of the world. There's Woody. I think he killed his Metroid or Metroid equip, so it has to get this backup one over here.
Plasma.
Yeah, never turned off that plasma beam.
Now he is.
He's learned his lesson. Gonna have to turn that back on for Botswoon if he wants to do the X-ray strat, which is a little annoying, but not the end of the world. Sarah does have Crystal Flash ammo.
I guess he... There we go.
Yeah, I guess he forgot. But as Sarah, do you wait at the bottom of this room to see if you get an E-tank from Moody at Botswoon? I think that's what I would do. Does need to empty your reserves for a Crystal Flash.
Yeah.
This is not going to work. She has reserves. Sarah, no.
I mean, truthfully, because like those supers are actually really valuable.
Well, there's a gravity. That's player 1's gravity.
There we go. So... Definitely not what Woody... Not the gravity Woody would have preferred to find, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But maybe the other one is coming up shortly.
Yeah, there's... I mean, what's left? There's Dragon, Plasma, and Shaq Tool for Woody, and then that's every item in the game. I think he's checked everything else.
That sounds right.
So... either gravity's there, or it's in player 2's Meridia. As we do see Nobly starting off the suitless Meridia. Nobly seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It froze the fish at a low point. Oh, it didn't do it that time. He knows. You have to freeze that fish at a low point so you can get the ledge grab onto him. Or her. I don't know. The fish... I don't know how to differentiate between the Skullteras. The point is... you need to freeze it at a low point so that you can ledge grab it. Looks like he's just doing a springboard jump though.
Yeah. Woody is X-raying in time with the music.
Yeah, that's... It might be a little bit slower since you do need to hold the X-ray for a while to actually take out the enemy's iframes, but gotta go for the style points. Hopefully this is a gravity suit. That's an item for Sarah.
Not for nothing.
So, which do you think he does first here, Plasma or Shaq Tool? Because I assume you're checking both of those items. That's what we do here.
I prefer Shaq Tool into Plasma. I mean, if it's at Plasma, then you can save a fair bit of time by like assuming the item is where you want it to be. But I don't know. I think Shack Tool routes nicely into Plasma. No, he's going for Plasma first. Yeah,
yeah, I think coming from Dragon, being able to go through Cack Alley, doing the old route strats, I guess. Woody does have every item in the game, so he should be pretty comfortable with his movement here. Apparently Obscure never actually checked Bubble Mountain. It's been doing the wave and speed checks. Fortunately, we know they aren't actually anything good.
Mm-hmm.
The question now is, where's player 2's gravity? Or more specifically, is player 2's gravity at Waterway?
Hmm.
Kind of surprised Woody isn't just picking up this E-Tank. There's no fanfare. Alright, he went back for it.
Yeah. And this is... If you're Nobly, you... Oh! You really hope you're gonna find an E-Tank here. Okay.
Well, I think... Is, Sandpit and Logic here? Actually, yeah, Sandpit and Shack Tool are actually both in Logic for player 2.
Thanks, Total.
Thanks, Total. Yeah. Sandpit, Shack Tool, or Waterway. That grapple beam is going to be very much appreciated for Nobly.
Mm-hmm.
Giving him better access to climb Mount Everest than double springball jump, I guess. I don't know if Nobly can do that. Mostly because there aren't very many people who can.
I never learned how to do the double springball jump.
I've done it, not consistently though. We do see Sarah, as expected, going for that Waterway. This could decide the race, to be honest. If it's here, because Obscure won't be getting player 2's or getting Nobly's speed booster for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is where the gravity suit is, that could be a lot. Could mean a lot.
Yeah, and of course the other side of that, if we see Nobly find gravity suit at like Botwoon here, that's also huge.
Yeah. With the grapple beam, assuming Nobly knows grapple jumps, which aren't too hard, should be able to get up the room fairly easily. Just needs to find that that grapple point, or that grapple enemy. I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
The little Fantoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, double E-Tank at the rest of Woody's Meridia, and that's every item. Woody can just finish the game. There's nothing left. Moment of truth here for Sarah. Wow. Still nothing. I actually think it's better for Woody to finish as fast as possible here. Or maybe he doesn't actually finish and just waits like near Turian, tries to help Meridia, assuming Sarah's not comfortable with Suitless, which isn't necessarily guaranteed. I don't actually know how much practice she's done of it. But as a Woody, you can spend like all your time focusing on helping Sarah, because you are allowed to watch your partner's restream, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's in no hurry to finish the game. That's what I'm trying to say. So he can relax and focus his mental energy on helping his teammate. Sarah, I'm not sure where she's going. She checked Gauntlet?
She checked Gauntlet earlier.
I thought so. Actually, no, Sarah didn't check Gauntlet because she didn't want to do the early Gauntlet.
I thought she came back for it after Wrecked Ship.
Maybe she did. I don't remember. I think when she came back for it, she didn't actually do Gauntlet. She just went up to
Is the thing that Nobly's
doing
you know
what? You know what she's going for? She's going for top of Wrecked Ship.
Oh no.
She has speed booster now, and we know that's just screw attack and an E-tank.
Yeah.
Nobly having a little bit of trouble with not doing the grapple jump up this, and not doing the snail climb either. So to answer the question on how comfortable Nobly is with the suitless Meridia, this is kind of shows
work?
It works. Wait, does it?
Like, what do you do at the top?
If you shoot a grapple straight up, does it work?
Oh, I guess
you could do the.
This is weird. I honestly don't see how this would be easier. Because you'd still have to grapple jump anyway. Yeah, so I assume what Woody's doing at this point is just trying to find as much ammo as possible to make Sarah's Turian marginally faster.
Well, yeah, something like that. This situation.
So I guess now he's going for a double spring ball jump. This is very interesting.
So just another thing to note, by the way, if player 2's gravity is at player 2, then that would have been the second time that's happened in this tournament. There have been 16. Player 2's gravity would have been at player 2's shack tool twice, which would be a really brutal outcome.
So, what's Nobly doing here?
I don't know if Nobly knows what Nobly is doing here.
I guess farming for Botswoon, I mean, he doesn't have charge. He has a heck ton of missiles, but... I guess this makes the, Or, well, if you have to farm anyway, because you're planning on crystal flashing, to escape Dragon's room. Because he has shown that he doesn't seem to be comfortable with the grapple jump anyway. So you crystal flash to spark out of Dragon's room, and then you spring ball jump out of Precious.
It's a rough situation all around. I'm kind of shocked we didn't see gravity at Waterway, to be honest. Sarah gets that screw attack.
Alright, Obscure has made it up with the help of Snail Climb.
Yep, fortunately his gravity is coming up. Even though he is behind Woody, won't end up mattering too much since at this point it's a race of Sarah and Nobly who can make it, who can find gravity first, or suitless Meridia, but I imagine if you're not super comfortable with getting to Botwoon, you're definitely not very comfortable getting to Dragon, or more accurately, getting out of Dragon.
Yeah, but if you're not comfortable with either of those, then you're probably not comfortable with Shacktool either.
Yeah. Well, the snow climb is working. I'm not super knowledgeable with snow climb myself, actually, since normally doesn't really come up very often, since you usually have grapple coming into this anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But snail's going up, and that's the important part. Oh no.
Staying on is the other important part, unfortunately.
Yeah, I assume you just reset the room here, Snowbly.
There might be another snail you can use. Who knows? The snails operate on their own rules.
Yeah, I think they kind of like chase you if you get them in this state. So they'll like go towards you or something like that when you're facing away from them. Nobly does a crouch jump. I think he can make it onto the snails. Okay, there we go. This is
really? I don't know if they go up though. Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going up anymore. Something I've needed to learn for a while, and I have not. Alright, nobly giving it another attempt here.
There is the really fun, super fast snail climb you can do if you just aim down, but every time I do that, the snail just ends up damaging me and knocking me back down to the bottom.
That's part of the reason I haven't really put time into learning snail climb, is just, as I mentioned, I do not like the snails. I do not like interacting with them, because they kind of just do what they want sometimes. But nobly is making it to Botwoon.
Seems like Sarah is not super familiar with the spring ball jump timings here. If you just start holding jump once the screen's fully black, yeah.
Oh no. It looks like Woody is doing the thing we talked about earlier, where he's just focused on helping Sarah through the suitless Meridia.
I know he does get through Botwoon, who, in traditional fashion, does not drop any supers.
See if gravity is here. Oh, baby. No Shacktool this time.
At this point, I don't know what Sarah Herman can really do to catch up.
Yeah, that pretty much seals it. As much as you hate to say it, there isn't, unless something catastrophic happens, that should be the race.
Yeah.
Although nobly doesn't have charge beam.
Yeah, he has beat the game ammo, but it's kind of tight. Obscure can check a few miners on the way out.
Yeah, where was player 2's charge beam anyways? I know it was in player 1's game.
Was it Waterway? Or Plasma or something? I forget.
I don't remember. Yeah, Obscure not even bothering checking Plasma and Shack Tool. We'll see if he decides to check some minor items. There should be all at the top of Red Tower to check, just to try to get Nobly a few more bullets, a few more missiles.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Obscure, there's no reason not to. Like, you have a pretty cozy lead and a faster Turian.
Yeah, it's probably a better idea than going all the way to Plasma and Shack Tool, since those are slow checks that aren't even guaranteed to be charged.
Nobly misses the quick grapple. I cannot for the life of me do quick grapple with the gravity suit on.
Looks like Obscure's just bailing. He's finishing the game. He's done with this seed.
Yeah.
Nobly not even checking behind Dragon. We know it's not charged, but
Yeah.
he says, even if it is, I don't care. He's got everything he needs.
Yeah, I mean, he can beat the game without refilling at all, but that would require Xaxes. I think you can miss like 4 missiles or something.
This is an. I didn't know that's how Mama Turtle interacted with Samus while she was on the ground.
I have seen more strange interactions with Mama Turtle today than just about any other time in recent memory. Player 2 charge was player 1 Mama Turtle, okay.
Wait, so Obscure just didn't check that? Interesting. Just went straight for Basuun.
If you feel confident in both players' Sueless Meridia abilities, I think that's probably right. But
I guess. I don't know if I would say that's the case for BayfieldHay. I think they both struggle a little bit on Suitless, mainly Noble. But they are making it through, so you know, that's they got.
Now, I really don't like this, where you have one player in Turian and the other still checking minor item locations. That's just a bit wasteful.
Yeah, so many minor items that Obscure could be checking right now instead of Nobly. But does get an extra super out of it, so I think he knew it was a super. He didn't know who it was for.
Nice foosball for no added benefit.
Shouldn't make too much of a difference, though.
And Obscure just goes for baby skip here. Faces left, as is his right. Yeah, it seems like... Seems like Sarah Herman's having some trouble with this grapple jump.
I've seen people say that this grapple jump is hard out of Dragon, and I don't entirely disagree.
Yeah, I was inclined to agree with that statement for a while. I think with Spring Ball on, it's harder than the Dragon one. Because with Spring Ball on, you can't just mash jump.
She got a good swing, but didn't get the jump out of it. Used to input faster afterwards. It looked like he is trying to do a down up input. You have to like double tap down and then tap up and jump. It's a lot of inputs you need to do, and not a whole lot of time since you have to do it while you have upward momentum.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I just like unequipping Spring Ball, because then you just double tap down and just mash jump for a while, and then double tap down and mash jump for a while. It's just easier for me personally.
Not sure why Obscure took that extra hit there, but it's done with Mother Brain 2.
Yeah, at this point, no reason to go for stand-up glitch if you're the first player to finish. Might as well just avoid the last way that you could completely throw it.
Yeah, if you're not comfortable with the trick. It doesn't have X-ray either to potentially save him from locking back down on the floor. So, not going for it is reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I just figure, like, even if I think there's a 0.1% chance I fail it, and it gives me 0% benefit, then there's no reason to go for it. I guess the benefits you look cool.
That's fair, honestly.
Oh no, unfortunately Sarah Herman's going down here first.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say this is much easier than the grapple jump is the thing.
Yeah.
But we also know that it's not going to pay off. It could be Plasma Beam, but that's pretty much it.
She could have down-grabbed that there. I mean, there's so much with underwater movement that, like, once you get used to it and you get comfortable with it, it just feels very intuitive. But the process of actually learning it is, it just feels impossible.
Having a bit of trouble with this. Let's actually need to get it because although I'm surprised he's not saving. It's a little strange. Maybe he saved at the top.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a save here. Maybe it's just like they're already feeling so behind. I mean, their early game was really frustrating, so they've got to feel like they're not in a great place. Yeah, unfortunately, Nobly's just not getting these spin jumps. He's just straight jumping, so it's not going to work.
Yeah, worst case, he can actually missile the Zeb. Bill, but it doesn't have enough to missile all of them. You'd have to go twice. Hey, Skier has finished with an official race time of 1:29:45.
GG.
GG. Now we wait. Looks like Sarah's moved on to trying the snail climb. It's not too difficult.
There we go. Nobly makes it through. I'm sure, like, I mean, Nobly's more than capable of doing a consistent Zeb skip. It's just like once you get it in your head, like, oh, I'm not getting this. You're Nobly.
Oh, Nobly. He needs to go refill, straight up.
Okay, he's just giving himself a bit more breathing room.
Yeah, he can kill the first Zeb. Although, actually, doesn't this respawn all the last 3?
Yeah. He can do the remorph Zeb skip, though.
It's true. I don't know how comfortable he is with that. You can use Spring Ball to do it, though. Makes it a little bit easier.
Oh, the last 3 Zebs do die? That's interesting.
Well, that's good news.
Alright, and now he's taking the save. It makes a little bit more sense now why he didn't save earlier, since we know he was just planning on breaking the glass.
Yeah, that does make more sense. You want to be as safe as possible with your ammo.
Okay, yeah, no, the other Zebs are still there. And I guess he's gonna... So I guess he doesn't know how to do the remorph. That's unfortunate. So that's gonna be one more refill.
Good news is, even though he doesn't know it, we know that he's got refills. Oh, he does not have enough ammo for this. Jestro. Shout out to Jestro. I keep saying his name every time I look at the bottom right player.
The Zebs didn't respawn. Yeah, the Zebs didn't respawn. He never killed them. Because he Zeb skipped through. So thankfully, Nobly stopped at 60.
Yeah, and he won't need to use that many missiles. I believe it's just 18? Not 18. I think it's 30 to actually kill Mother Brain 1. So we'll have a few supers. Unfortunately, did waste that one super, though.
What? It's 2100 plus...
Well, because it's 6 to break the glass initially, and it's 36 to break the glass plus kill Mother Brain 1.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it. So Mother Brain 1 has, I believe, 3,000 health, but you need to hit her at least 12 times. So the optimal 9 missiles and 3 supers, as well as 6 supers to break the glass. Or 6 missiles to break the glass. Excuse me. Don't use supers on the glass. They do the same thing as missiles.
Player 2 Gravity, it was Player 2 Botswan.
Yep, that is what Sarah Herman is attempting to get to right now, but unfortunately not having a ton of luck with the snow climb or the grapple jump. Just freeze the Zebs. Nobody. Alright. They don't respawn for a while if you kill them with Ice Beam.
Yeah. So yeah, he has 7 supers of leeway here. He's fine. Hopefully. If not, he has the save.
Yep. They hit all his missiles, so he has 7.
6.
You hit him with 21. Hit Mother Brain with 21 missiles, right?
Yeah. No, he just missed one right after you said that.
Oh, well. Doesn't really need to worry about his health either, as long as he stays above 3 tanks. Do want to maybe not get hit by too many catch-ups, though.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright, Nobly makes it through.
Oh.
Oh, no.
See, this is why I advocate for turning Spring Ball off. Because once you get it, it's fine. Like, you can just keep mashing jump and then down twice and then mash jump. I guess even still, it is like not... Nothing about Sulis Meridia is intuitive. It feels intuitive once you've done it a bunch, but honestly, nothing about Super Metroid is intuitive. This game plays so weird.
Hey, Nobly got fast cutscene. So that's nice. It's that 2-second time save.
Yeah.
Big difference, I know. That was another really good swing from Sarah if she just didn't get the jump input in.
Oh, Sarah does have it turned off? Okay.
Yeah, she needs to double tap jump then. I think that's her problem.
Yeah.
She's only pressing it once and then unmorphing and not jumping.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like she's improving, which, you know, is frustrating to be. Oh!
One more?
Yes!
Okay, okay.
Oh, boy.
We got there.
Yeah. Awesome. She was able to complete it before player 2 side will finish.
Yeah, we'll see if she decides to... I would as well. We'll see if she decides to finish the seed or not. I wouldn't really blame her either way. But Nobly is on the escape.
Yep. And the misses the last Moonfall in the game as the only Moonfall representative in this match.
That's true, isn't it? That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sarah just needs to... There we go. Use those reserves. She has a Crystal Flash, and there is a safe spot in Batuin's room to Crystal Flash in, theoretically.
That's interesting. I've never tried that.
I mean, as long as Batuin isn't spitting at you, he never goes to that one spot, so... No reason why you wouldn't be able to, I guess. It's never something that's really come up, though, for me, personally. Looks like it won't come up for Sarah either.
Yeah, nice fight. And 3 supers. Batuin, you shouldn't have. And Nobly finishes, meaning Team BayfieldHay finishes with an official racetime.gg time of 1:39:53. GG.
And would he initially forfeit? It looks like he's actually going to unforfeit. So it looks like they are going to finish out the speed.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, at this point, I honestly wonder if Woody forfeited, saw Stara get her gravity, and was like, alright, let's just finish it out.
Wouldn't blame her. Wouldn't blame them there, excuse me.
Alright, and we are joined now by Obscure. GG.
GG. I think Nobly will be here in a moment.
Alright, and Nobly as well. GG to both of you, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Hey, GG. That was stressful. The ending, at least.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough seed.
It was actually not the worst if you went like my side, at least. If you went wreck chip and got that Varia, it was pretty okay. But the super mistake though from Obscure Seed, that was hard.
Yeah, that was the hardest part. Like, we never thought that super missiles would have been the hardest part of this seed.
Yeah, that's just like it's such an unlikely occurrence that you're not going to find any super missiles for one player across that many checks.
Did they get the supers early, or?
Yeah, they didn't have any issues. I think. What, player 2? Yeah, I think Sarah just power bombed behind Morph and found player 1 supers there.
Oh yeah. It was somewhat interesting, at least. I mean, I was ready to do suitless Meridia, basically after Obscure found my high jump boots. So I was like, okay, that's my go mode, and he's like, well, I'm not in go mode yet. And then right after, I think he found his, what was it, spring ball?
Yeah, that was that grapple beam behind Crockmire.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, well, you're just missing spring ball. I was like, and he was like, oh, I just found my spring ball. Yeah, that was funny. But...
yeah, well, I can't say we was both expecting both gravity suits behind Bot Swoon. Like, that was something.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. And that, I think, ended up being the big differentiator, honestly. Like, Sarah took a death to Ridley, so nobly you passed her then by a little bit. But the big thing was she went back and checked Waterway, and she had actually bailed on wrecked ship. Like, she didn't see the top earlier. So after checking Waterway, she went back to the top of wrecked ship before deciding to go into Meridia. And at that point, y'all just had enough of a lead that there wasn't really anything that
Where was
Sarah
my
and the
speed
Blowfish could do.
booster then?
Oh, I do not remember.
It must have been in Meridia because I think we full cleared everything else apart from Meridia.
Oh no,
yeah.
you know where it was? Yeah, it was player 1 left sandpit.
Okay, so that would be my sandpit.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time we got to Meridia, it was in go mode already. So
Yeah, I was gonna check some stuff in Meridia, but then nobody found his gravity suit, and I was like, well, no point me checking anything now. Might as well just finish.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, by the time, the only reason he would check was to actually find my charge because I was in go mode already. But it would have been just to speed up things. But I didn't like finding it behind bot window because that's more easily to get to, I think, compared to like left side sandpit and Shack Tool. But and for me, since I don't know grapple jump, but double springboard jump is pretty fine. So springballing is quite okay. But where was my charge beam then? I didn't check the credits.
Where was I honestly don't remember.
Oh,
yeah, it was player 1 Mama Turtle.
I was pretty happy with my early suitless up till Mama Turtle anyway. I felt it went quite quickly. But it would have been interesting if I had to do ice climbing with the crabs in Mount Hydro. That would have been miserable. But
crab climb is I commend the person who decides to go for crab climb in a total tournament logic seed.
Yeah, because it's not in logic, is it?
No.
It was strange because it said that my what do you call it? My what's his name? The item behind bot wound was in logic without the grapple beam.
Yeah, because snail climbs in logic, so you use spring ball to get up Main Street, and then wait, without grapple beam, how do you get across Everest then?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how is that item in logic but not the sandpit?
Yeah,
because sandpit wasn't showing as logic until I got grapple beam, so that might be a tracker issue then.
Yeah,
because I feel like if the bot wound item is in logic without grapple beam, then left side sandpit and Chuck Tool should also be in logic. Well, not Chuck Tool since you need it for grapple beam, but at least left side sandpit should be in logic then.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I think that might be a tracker logic issue then.
Yeah, seemed like it because I was like, when did they put Hydro in logic with just beam? Because no one likes to do that.
Yeah.
like, that's what, like, it's possible, but no one likes to do it, that's for sure.
And in the meantime, so Woody, the first player for Sarah and the Blowfish, has finished with an official racetime.gg time of 1:47:02. And Sarah should just be a few minutes away. Just has to finish out the game.
Yeah, I can tell you I was struggling with my terrain finish. Oh gosh. If this was a close raid, I would lose in terrain for sure. That was disaster. Left and right.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, sometimes it happens where, like, if you miss Zep Skip a couple times, you're probably gonna miss it a lot.
Well, I got the Seb skip, and then I went and destroyed the thing and realized, oh, I don't have enough missiles, so I actually need to refill.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Sebs reappeared because I forgot about that, and then I had to go and refill again, and then, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess you don't know the remorph Zeb skip.
No, I only know how to do it on the first Sebs. So when I destroyed the Sebs there, I was doomed. But if I didn't do that, because I thought, okay, if you do Seb skip and destroy the first Sebs, then everyone else is removed ever again, no matter what. But didn't happen, and Obscure was like, while I was doing this, Obscure was like, you do realize that the Sebs are gonna reappear, right? And I was like, nah, are they? If I kill the first one as well? Then I came back to find Misery. I was like, you do realize I have to refill again. That was disaster pack right there. And then I basically had barely enough missiles as well to actually beat Mother Brain, so I was stressing out there. I was like, I have to save and stuff like that. I don't trust myself right now, cause last time we raced against PBB and Aster, I made such a mess and everything was. I haven't played Metroid in a long time, so execution falls apart if you don't play the game.
Yeah, I feel like people get rusty at this game so quickly.
But it's a fun game though. But yeah, that's all I have to add. I'm a little bit sad I couldn't finish without the gravity suit. I mean, I could have not picked it up, but that's pure dumb. When it's right there, you pick it up.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, when Obscure found the gravity suit there, I was like, I hope that's mine just because I don't want you to get it now. And then he was like, oh, it's my own. I was like, oh, dang you.
Well, that's just mean.
Yeah, well, that's what you do in a Multiworld. I wanted to finish first, okay?
This is teammates for me.
Yeah. I mean, you got to skip Mama Turtle and just rush back to the thing, though. So. Meanwhile, I had to farm because you didn't find my charge beam. People sad.
Yeah, it was a little bit interesting there too at the end with you two watching Obscure running through Turian while Nobly was still making some minor item checks.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the 5 supers over by Main Street, so I was like, you know what, I have 60 missiles. I'm gonna pick up this one extra pack just because I know it's right there, and if it's mine, I have a couple of extra shots I can miss. Because I didn't have charge. So, kind of made sense just to be safe.
So, I believe I don't really understand fully how this format works, but as I understand it, winning this means you will have another chance to play somebody to stay in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, I think we'll be playing against Aster and PBB again after I'm looking at the brackets. Because they lost to Farfalu and I think it's MM2 that is their partner. So
that's how are you feeling about that rematch?
Well, hopefully Aster doesn't make a mess of it and die at 16 minutes and just finish so we can just forfeit after an hour. But we're gonna do our best. Probably gonna have to do a little bit more of the restaurant before that run, just to be a little bit more safety, because that match will happen during a weekend, so at least we have like the week this week to practice some and play some, I guess. But we're not gonna let us push over for nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think especially in a format like Multiworld, nobody has Multiworld fully figured out. I mean, it's really interesting watching all these different teams come in and have some pretty radically different strategies.
Yeah, I think our best chance against the PBB and Aster is in a full compared to Major Minor, because Major Minor is a lot easier for those who regularly play Metroid and have like decent execution, cause you can skip a lot of the checks and like you just run. So it's not really like a rando scene to it, because you basically know where all the items are. It's just you have to collect them in certain ways.
Yeah, full definitely has a lot more variance to it. You have a lot more moments that can be sort of the deciding moment of the race.
Also saying that I'm really happy with my Ridley fight. I basically told Obscure I'm in and I'm out. He was like, "Oh, that was fast." So
yeah, right, because you just did the 30 Super Ridley fight, right?
yeah, and he actually gave me good patterns, so I could basically I shot him one way and then moonwalked while shooting the other way. So it was pretty fun. Nice. Yeah, anything to add, Obscure, before I head off?
No, just waiting for our opponents to finish. Should be in a moment. I think you've said everything that's was needed to be said about the seed, to be honest.
Yeah. How have y'all been enjoying the format so far?
I mean, it's an interesting thought that you have to get either 2 wins or 2 losses, and then you'll be placed after that. It's an interesting group scenario. I feel it's more game time, so it's it's good. You don't get like 2 losses and then goodbye. You're like in a regular double-headed bracket. So.
Yep. And we do have Sarah Herman as well as Team Sarah and the Blowfish finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour 56 minutes and 9 seconds. GG. We'll see if we can get them in for an interview. But yeah, that was a pretty mean seed if you don't like Suitless Meridia.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I think with a lot of these modes, though, I think one thing you need to be prepared for is Suitless Meridia out of everything.
I mean, that's a good thing for me, since I love Suitless Meridia, but for you, Obscure, who is my partner, who doesn't like Suitless Meridia,
I can do it, I just prefer to do everything else but Suitless Meridia and leave that to the end.
Yeah.
I can do it if I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, considering one of my most favorite tricks in the whole game is to springboard jump, so... That's the best. Cause I don't know how to grapple jump, so I'm rendered wounded if I don't get my springboard. So during the 10-15 minutes where Obscure like, oh, look what I found, and that was my springboard, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy right now. It's my favorite item.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit lucky finding both springballs and they weren't stuck in Meridia as well. Otherwise, we might have been panicking a little bit. Knowing we both had springballs and high jumps and everything, it was like, okay, we know we can do this with this kind of loadout.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's locked in Meridia, you can still get it though. So, and at that point, you probably get your suit before Spring Ball anyway, because that's just how it is, I guess.
All right. Well, wait a bit longer. I see Woody and Sarah Herman in the chat. I'm not sure if they want to come in for an interview or not. If not, then, again, congratulations on your win. And best of luck in your rematch against Bear Pair.
Thank you. I just wish Asda would leave me alone. I feel like every time I play Super Metroid, I go against Asda at least once. Went against him twice in SMZ3 and now twice in this already. But yeah, it's always fun to race those guys. And they're such cool people as well.
Yeah, I mean, 1 out of 10, Obscure, right? 1 out of 10 we get to beat Aster, so maybe this time is our lucky day to beat Aster. We had a fair chance last time, but you know what? I screwed up, so this time, be more focused and give them a real run for the money.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you in that matchup, and again, congrats on your win today. GG's to Sarah and the Blowfish as well. I mean, honestly, finishing that seed is a win. And best of luck to Team Sarah and the Blowfish as they work their way through the losers bracket. And so, with all of that out of the way, be sure to go follow all these runners. Go follow Woody, go follow Sarah Herman, go follow Obscure, and go follow Nobly. And if you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined by Derp on comms, and we've had Jester Zooks doing tracking, which is absolutely incredible for these 4-player multi-worlds. Tracking is just absurd for these. And with all of that out of the way, from all of us here at SpeedGaming, we'll see you next mission.